So, Caitlin Clark is a really good basketball player. I think we can all come to that conclusion. I think anyone who tries to deny that is just being intentionally just stirring something. Like, that's all they're doing. Caitlin Clark is a hell of a basketball player. As well as that, I don't know if there's been a player that's been under as much scrutiny as her ever handle like the spotlight and handle the stuff like that as well as Caitlin Clark has. Like, again, we can be completely honest here. We've not seen someone handle it. Like, with LeBron James, you could say maybe he has. Because, and like, obviously the likes of Jordan, Magic, and Bird probably did, but it's very different when it was in the pre-social media era. Social media changed everything in that regard. So it's really hard to deal with being the face of a league, whether that be the NBA or another league. And again, as hard as it is for Shohei Ohtani, I would assume maybe it's a little bit easier because, like, in his country, there's probably nowhere near as much scrutiny, and he's probably looking at his country's media, not the American media. Like, I don't think he gave a damn probably about what Stephen A. Smith said about him. But when it comes to Caitlin Clark, you've now got even former NBA players. You've got Rashad McCants. And fun fact, I actually owned a Rashad McCants Timberwolves jersey. I bought it in a one of those like TJ Maxx, Ross, I don't even know, Marshalls, one of those stores. I don't even know which one it was in, when I was like 12 years old in Boston. And I got a Timberwolves jersey for like $6, and it had McCants. So 4 sizes too small for me now, but it's in my parents' house. But I actually do own a Timberwolves Rashad McCants jersey. But he said here, the face of the NBA is Caitlin Clark. Yeah, I said it. She's handled criticism better than people consider the greatest of all time. Caitlin Clark, you're the GOAT. And honestly, she is going to be the face of basketball. And there's a reason for that. As always, what people say is the media can't. Like, the media genuinely can't decide who the face is. They can push whoever they want, or they can not push whoever they want. The media can stop someone being a face, but they can't decide someone's the face, if you get me. Like, the media has, as much as anything, almost stopped Tatum from being the face of the NBA, but the media can't make Anthony Edwards the face of the NBA. Whereas when it's Caitlin Clark, or when it's to become the face, it has to be kind of natural. Like, everyone being like, oh, the media made LeBron the face of the NBA. Man, LeBron was the 3rd best player in the world at 20. Like, I'm sorry, what? LeBron was... People, want to slander LeBron. Imagine, by the way, if he came out of high school and it was year, 4? So he's 21 years old. What player in the NBA is 21? Wemby's just turned 21. Imagine if Wemby this year led the Spurs to the finals by beating not even OKC, a healthy Nuggets team who had won the championship 2 years previously, fully healthy, and they were down and out, and Wemby scored 25 points in a row and willed them to a win and ended up beating the Denver Nuggets. Like that, and getting to the finals. Doesn't matter if they lose in the finals. Like, Wemby instantly becomes the face of the NBA if that happens. Just like LeBron instantly became the face of the NBA. Because obviously there was a tussle between him and Kobe. I would say they shared face of the NBA from 07. From Kobe was that around 07. From 07 to realistically 2010, 2011, it was tied between Kobe and LeBron were the faces. Then from 2010 to 2015, it was LeBron by himself with KD expected to be up next, and then it turned out to be Steph and not KD, and LeBron and Steph have basically shared it since. So that's the thing, is like a lot of people are talking about LeBron and stuff, but it's like Steph Curry's the one player that doesn't seem to get involved in the media. Steph Curry's the one player that's like doesn't seem to care. The closest thing we've seen in terms of their mentality is to Caitlin Clark, with how they're the face is Steph Curry. Like, you've got this player who, for lack of better words, squeaky clean reputation, off the court, just likes to golf. On the court, yeah, they're a bit feisty, but their game is exciting. Their game's exciting. It's none of this slow down game. It's not something that just looks exciting in the highlights like a Luka Doncic. No offense to Luka Doncic, I love him, but trying to watch 40 minutes of Luka Doncic is like watching paint dry. Same with honestly, same with LeBron James post 2018. When his game, when he lost the athleticism to play for 40 minutes, so his whole game was just let me dribble, slow down, let me just manipulate the game. Like from a basketball purist standpoint, you can like it, but from a casual standpoint, watching full games, no. Whereas Caitlin Clark has a lot of benefits for why she's going to be a face of basketball. A big one is that it's in the off season of the NBA. And while in the NBA, a lot of people are watching their teams, they're doing other stuff, the vast majority of WNBA fans are new fans as much as they want to hate it. The vast majority of numbers-wise are new fans. And it's in the summer. So there's no other basketball on. Caitlin Clark is unbelievably fun to watch. She plays with a real fun player in Kelsey Mitchell as well. Hopefully Natasha Howard is as well. She creates a brand of basketball that's super fun to watch. They get up and down. It's exciting. They hit a lot of shots. And more so than anything, there are, like, a lot of people are going to watch Caitlin Clark and come back. A lot of casual fans are going to watch Caitlin Clark. Yeah, maybe some basketball purists are annoyed about Caitlin Clark shooting. Heck, I saw a thread on the WNBA Reddit and was like, what does Aaliyah Boston need to do to become all NBA? And someone goes, she doesn't need to expand to the three. If she can just shoot the long two from 17 foot, that will help. And I'm like, are you dumb? Are you actually dumb? Like, I get, like, say, like, the short shots. If you can shoot mid-range shots, if a player can shoot mid-range shots and they're not working on expanding to the three, that is the dumbest thing. Because the percentages of shooting a mid-range shot, you do not shoot 33% extra from mid than from three, which is what you would have to do to make it worthwhile popping to mid instead of flaring 3 steps backwards to three. Like, it makes no sense. The spot up mid-range shot you have to have in your arsenal, because if the ball happens to land into your hands, then fair enough. The pull-up mid-range shot is an important thing. The spot up mid, like, this is how the mad thing is, like, the spot up mid-range shot. Like, you're seeing some basketball purists argue about the spot up mid-range shot, whereas the casual fans, let it fly. Let it fly. But yeah, it is one of those things as well. And with all the NBA players feeling the pressure, Victor Wembanyama is not American, but Victor Wembanyama couldn't care less about the American media. Anthony Edwards does. LeBron James clearly did, and in fairness to him, he did handle it quite well, but he clearly did. Like, he would do the 0 dark 30 thing, where he wouldn't look at the media or read the newspaper during the playoffs. I legitimately don't think she sees any of the crap that's going on. I actually don't. And that's one of the reasons, like, she handles criticism well. It's easy to handle criticism when you don't see it. And I think a lot of players, like, go out and actively search for criticism. And just like in life, especially if you're doing something publicly anyway, whether that be playing basketball or heck, even if you're in, say, the position that I'm in, where it's like making YouTube videos, where there are times you might be curious and actively look what people are saying. That's the worst thing you can do. Whereas Caitlin Clark has this unbelievable ability to just do her, which is probably the main redeeming quality of her becoming what is going to be the face of basketball. Like, we can have all these arguments about who the face of the NBA is. The big problem is that not only are none of the current players, do they all have, like, caveats on why they can't be the face of the NBA. Tatum's not that exciting to watch, and just as a person, Tatum just has not. I don't know what it is about Tatum, but just as a person, he is not, like people have not gravitated towards Tatum like they did to Ant. Shea's Canadian, Wemby's French. It shouldn't be the case. Like, it'll take, and the thing is, like, for all the caveats, people's like, this is why they can't be the face of the NBA. They said Steph can't be the face of the NBA because he's too small. And Steph became the face of the NBA. So it's going to take, like, a Wemby. It's going to take an Ant. It's going to take one crazy playoff run. And it's going to also take inside the NBA being off air. There will never be another face of the NBA while inside the NBA is on air. I mean that. There will never be another face of the NBA. However, inside the WNBA is not a thing that exists, thankfully for Caitlin Clark. Because if you guys heard the Inside the NBA people, Charles Barkley, who I can guarantee you has never watched Juju Watkins or Caitlin Clark play basketball before, has already come out and said right now Juju Watkins is better than Caitlin Clark. And I'm not even sure that Juju Watkins' own coach would say that. But anyway, yeah, I'll see you guys.